That's my intro. Well, anyways, hello there, everybody. It's Kris from the Rate the Record podcast, and you know it's that time of the week again. You know that time of the week. 3 new songs pop up, and then either me or Savannah listen to them, and then we tell you what we think about them, and then we want you to tell us what you think about them and everything like that. Well, it's my turn this week. I got those 3 tracks. Pretty solid ones this week. What are they? Well, I mean, you saw it in the title, but regardless, let's talk about them now. No badly edited transition this time. I'm just over here this time. It's all good. So first up, we have Poppy, the singer, songwriter, YouTuber, performance artist from Boston, Massachusetts. She has a new EP on the way called Stagger, and it's set to be released on October 14th. The first single is called FYB. I can't say the full name because I'm still within the first minute of YouTube and they don't like that, but I think when I say F you back, I think you get it. Anyways, technically this one was a live debut back in August, but it was just released recently, so hey, let's take a listen. So this one's actually a fairly short track, only sitting in at 1 minute and 46 seconds, and that's very fitting for a very clearly, punk style composition. The chorus, or what I believe to be the chorus, is what actually starts this track out. Has a very generic punk style flow to it, but I do still like it overall. It's still very effective. I just wish there was a little more energy behind the vocal delivery itself because it would match the aggressive style of the instrumental. But that lower energy actually works on what I feel are probably the verses, maybe? I don't know. I could have it the wrong way. I literally got this from genius.com of which one's the chorus and which one's the verse, so blame them. But regardless, that verse is a little quieter and I think the vocals work really well there, but just when those louder, more energetic parts come in, I wish you got a little more aggressive with it. If that is indeed the verse on the quieter portion as well, it really sounds like a bridge right out of a nu metal track. Not necessarily saying anything bad about that, I just got a little giggly thinking about nu metal. That's about 20 years too late. I say knowing damn well that Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit are back, and Mudvayne. Korn's still around. Nu metal's not going away, baby. So the second half of the track is literally just the outro, again being 1 minute and 46 seconds. That's not entirely too surprising. There's a repetitive refrain of F the world, it'll just F you back, and that just kind of keeps going and going for a while. It keeps building up into this very grinding and rolling outro while she's screaming in the background. That's the aggression I was looking for. A little too late, but at the same time, still appreciate it. Overall, it's good. It's not great, but at least that's just to me. This song and quite literally Poppy's music over the last few years have been getting heaps of praise online, and it's awesome altogether. I think that's cool. Apparently she's quite the musical chameleon. I don't really know a whole lot about her, so I can't really comment on that. So I'm always, down for someone just pushing boundaries and really upping the rock game a little more, and if that's what she's doing, then I'm all here for it. So next up on the list is the band Ken Mode from Winnipeg, Manitoba. They're a hardcore / noise metal, noise rock kind of band, and they just released a brand new album back on the 23rd called Null. And the single that I'm looking at today is their most recent, but it came out a little bit ago, but still it's a new album, that's why I'm gonna check it out. The song is called Throw Your Phone in the River. Liking these titles. So noise metal, huh? Yes. Perfect description of what exactly is happening in the first bit of this track. You have these really messy, dissonant guitars with a distorted bass and this relentlessly pounding drum that's just kind of going all the way through the song, especially through the verses too, with an excellent screaming performance by the singer. So right off the top, tons of energy already happening, tons of intensity, really liking it. The song just simply feels like 2 verses with a bridge between it. Again, not saying anything bad about it, just kind of pointing at the composition style of it, and I actually kind of dig it. This one's another short track too, just like the last one. This one sits in at 2 minutes and 1 second. And, it sounds great for what little it actually presents you, but I mean that in the best way possible, only because, in the sense of it being 2 minutes, so it doesn't have a whole lot to give in a time span, so it's not like you're digesting a 10-minute epic or anything. The bridge has a very demented sound to it. It's got these kind of guitars that are just kind of creeping around everywhere. Heavy emphasis on the distorted bass, which kicks a lot of ass. And as quickly as everything in this track came in, it left just as much and slammed the door on the way out. Overall, this is a great track. I really like it. I haven't been stoked for a noisy metal track like this since way back in my reviews, maybe amongst one of the first ones where I covered the band Def Club. This one got me going. I like it. Reminded me a lot of that, and I obviously really like that one too. So hey, good on ya. I feel like I need to put this album on some sort of to-do list because I'm really digging what I'm hearing so far, and I can only imagine the rest of the album's pretty cool too. And finally on the show today, we have renowned avant-garde art pop artist Bjork. She has a brand new album coming out on September 30th. It's her 10th studio album called Fossora? There you go, Fossora. Shouldn't be that hard to read. She's already released some singles from the album, so there's plenty to hear, but this is her most recent one called Ancestress. I don't think I've ever reviewed a song in this style before, at least on this show, so bear with me as I struggle to describe things properly. The song has such a strange but breezy flow through the verses. There's use of bells and strings that have like a mysterious type feeling to them, while Bjork's vocals themselves are like the driving melody behind everything. It's all very minimal, but at the same time very effective. Sounds very rich, even again lacking many layers. It's performed in something far outside of 4/4 time. I'm not exactly super music theorist myself, so I'm not exactly certain how to count this one. If anyone knows the time signature, please tell me, because it's weird keeping up with this one. But at the same time, I kind of liked having that element stripped away from me. It just allows the song to carry you rather than just letting like a typical beat drive you all the way through. The song is over 7 minutes though, so I should tell you right now, if you're waiting for it, there is no real big climax in this song. You have these swelling choruses that are about as close as it gets to, you know, any sort of climax in the sound. There's some lush vocal harmonies in the chorus as well that add a lot to a song that's already full of interesting textures, so I appreciated that as well. Now, from what I read, the background singer is actually her son. If that's true, that's pretty cool that, you know, you can have your child in on a very artsy project like this. Also, I did not know he was that old already. Like, I knew she had a child. Time flies. Realistically, I'm not certain how often I'd ever go back to a track like this. I mean, it was a pleasant experience while it lasted, so I can give it that much. It does loop back on itself, and sitting in at just over 7 minutes, depending on your mood, a few minutes might very well be enough for you. Maybe you'll like the whole thing, I don't know. A lot to take in. Let me know what you think. And those are my 3 songs for the day for the new music review. So hey, thank you very much for checking out these ones with me. Sure hope that you did listen to them, that you liked them. Let me know what you thought of them down in the comments below. You know we're always curious to know your opinion on these things. I don't want to just hear my own voice, you know, I want to hear yours too, or at least read your text on the screen. So by all means, leave comments down below. But of course, you can also let us know over on our social medias at Rate the Record Podcast, over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you don't want to have to go search for all those handles, you don't have to, because you can go to ratetherecord.ca, where all of our social medias are, and all of our streaming links too, and our Ko-fi link if you want to donate to the show. Everything is there, ratetherecord.ca. Go let us know what you thought, or again, comments below. The choice is yours. And speaking of streaming links, that's right, we do indeed have a podcast. The Rate the Record Podcast, as the title of this channel would indicate. And this past Monday, we had a brand new episode where we looked at Dirt by Alice in Chains. It's our episode 51, and it was celebrating its 30th anniversary. I mean, technically it's this week that it's happening, but regardless, it's an anniversary album. We had a good time listening to it. What did we think? You're gonna have to tune in, find out. I suggest you do, because all the episodes are fantastic. And you know, you could just binge old episodes if you have to miss them. There's plenty there. Go watch the old ones, and of course, watch the new ones that come out every Monday. We always have a new episode for you to check out, so be sure to do that. And also come back next week for another new music review. Next week, Savannah will be back with 3 new tracks. Pretty sure they're going to be great, but we won't know until we get there, huh? You're going to have to tune in to find out. So until then, go listen to some awesome music. We'll see you again real soon. Take care, friends.